Do not enter if red light is on. It's green. Hooray! Stage numero uno. This feels like a backrooms level. Prison. Oh dear God. If there's no other reason to be in the film industry, here's a pretty damn good one. Free talkies, bro. I know this is kind of a weird place to start the video. I was just working when I got the idea to do this. I've literally still got my juror badge on for this TV show I'm working on right now. Let's go back to the house and start it there. Alright, y'all, I'm getting changed out of wardrobe right now to go home. There's this bell that goes off every time they start rolling the camera, and it's insanely loud, and then you just hear a bunch of people yelling, rolling, rolling. Like, listen. Notice they just cut it, so they said cut, and then they ring that bell. This is like a private area for wardrobe. It's pretty dope.
Alrighty guys, we're headed home now from set, and I'm just hoping that traffic isn't horrendous. It was raining outside, so I'm a little bit wet right now, which makes driving conditions even worse. And here in Atlanta, people like to just hard brake on the freeway. It's pretty damn annoying. You can hear the airplanes outside.
I am home now. This is my beautiful room, as you guys can see. It's kind of empty right now. Got a little Peep poster and a Tupac poster, which was originally a shirt that got ripped, and then I cut it into a square and put it on my wall. It ain't much, but it's home. So 2025 has been the craziest year of my life. I haven't given you guys a lot of context since I moved. I was pretty prolific with my channel when I lived in Sacramento, California. That's where I was born and raised from age 0 to 18, you know what I mean? So when I turned 18, I needed a change of pace. I didn't like the culture around California. There was no opportunity for me, and I know when people hear that I work on movies, they think, oh, well, you live in California, you should go to Los Angeles. But the rising homeless issues in my city alone, as well as the rest of the state, is really bad, and especially in Los Angeles. So I didn't really want to be around that portion of things, and yeah, there's a bit of a homeless problem here in Atlanta, but the culture here is very different. I mean, even the homeless act a little different, and I think that the Southern culture plays a role into a lot of different ways of life around here. There's a lot of Southern hospitality, that's a real thing, and being from California, where there is none of that, it is kind of a foreign concept to me. There's a complete different accent around here. People know I'm not from here because of the way that I talk. So the whole reason I moved to Atlanta, Georgia is to pursue film on a more intensive level. In Sacramento, California, it was all commercials, short films, and the occasional feature. Basically, a feature is any film that surpasses an hour and 30 minutes, has a specific budget, and it's usually looked up to more than a proof of concept or a short film or things of that nature. So when you say I'm directing a feature or I'm working on a feature, a lot of people look at you with a little more respect. That's just kind of like film industry culture, I guess. I don't know. The issue with Sacramento barely having any film work is every time there is a production in the city, everybody in the industry flocks to it, and it's extremely competitive. Not a lot of inclusivity, and it's really about catching stuff at the right moment, which I suppose that's how a lot of the industry does work already as is. But that's only going to be worse in Los Angeles. Like, yes, there would be more work out there, but the thing is it's still extremely competitive. They're not as inclusive, and everybody wants to be better than everybody. Everybody's the main character in Los Angeles. They're more cocky. You'll notice, if you're in the industry, working with people from NorCal is significantly different from working with people in SoCal. I don't know, maybe it's just like, oh yeah, you know, I'm a film director based in Los Angeles, California. Like, I get it. It sounds cool. I just needed to get away from that, and I really think that Southern hospitality plays a role in the inclusivity of the film industry. I mean, shoot, people are willing to give people like myself more opportunities out here in a way that other places in the country wouldn't. When I came to Georgia, I had like almost no money to my name. I think I had like $200 left over. I got a tattoo, which was a memorial tattoo for my grandfather. On February 8th of this year, it was the 3-year mark since his passing, and him and I were really close. I am currently living in my own place, so moving to Georgia was really big for my maturity. Getting my own place, taking care of myself, waking myself up to go to work, feeding myself, paying my bills, all very adult things that I'm 18, I've got to do this now. And I did it relatively quick. I mean, I turned 18 in November and then moved to Georgia in December. So it was quick. When I first got out here, I was crashing with my dad, paying $300 a month for rent, which was a steal. It was great. That was awesome. $300 a month is top tier, especially here in Atlanta, where, yeah, things are a little more expensive. Compared to California, it's a lot cheaper, but for people in Georgia, Atlanta is an expensive area to live. But it's still doable for what I want to do, and I'm super close to all this opportunity. So when I was staying with my dad, we were in Fayetteville, which is where Stranger Things is filmed and a ton of other stuff. But I needed to move here to get the ball rolling on my life. So I was staying with my dad for about 2 months. And while I was there, I got a car, a Toyota Camry. I met my baby brother. I was literally on a cruise to Mexico when I got the news that my baby brother Jensen was finally born. Since moving to Georgia, I've worked on 3 films so far. I worked on a feature film back in January as a second assistant camera, and that was a really cool experience because I worked pretty in-depth with camera lenses and an actual Arri Alexa camera, as well as a Red Digital camera. We worked with multiple cameras on that production. I gotta add that both of these cameras have been used to film big films like Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars, Stranger Things, you name it. It was awesome. It was great exposure. And then after that, I acted in a film that my dad directed. It was his debut, his first movie that he has ever directed. He's been in the film industry for 15 years on and off. This was his time to show what he has learned and what he can do with the knowledge he's retained from his experience in the industry. My grandmother started all of this for us. She was in the film industry in the 60s, had her own cooking show, her own talk show. She was an author. She was a news anchor in Cincinnati in the 60s, which that's a really difficult time period for a woman to be doing big things like that. So she was really, really big for her time period. And then my dad got into the industry, and I love movies, and naturally I just got into the industry. It wasn't forced on me. I wanted to be in this, and I put myself out there like, hey, this is something I want to do. And now I'm here, and I'm currently working on production number 3. Production number 3 for here in Georgia. Production number 27 for just in my experience in the film industry. I started when I was 14, which goes until August, and that is a TV show on Hulu, and I cannot tell you guys zip about that production because it is a legit production. I'm talking celebrities. That was where I was filming the intro to this video, and I'm part of their core background. So I'm just a background actor, but I'm part of their core. So I am consistent throughout the entire 3rd season of this show. I will eventually come forward and tell you guys about, but at this point in time, I've signed a non-disclosure agreement. I can't talk about it yet, but I promise when the time comes, we will do another life update. I like these life updates. I haven't done a life update since I was 13. A lot's changed. I have a car, I have my own place, and I am currently in one of the most formative periods of my entire life. Everything's changing. You know what I mean? Everything's changing. And honestly, it's scary, especially like things like paying bills. I am struggling a little bit with, more than a little bit, a lot of it, because of my lack of work. But I finally got something consistent, and I figured I'd give you guys a little life update. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this style of content, let me know in the comments down below. I want to start posting more often. I want to grow my following a little bit. I don't want to be a clout chaser per se, but I definitely want more people to see my stuff. And I want to stay authentic and stay true to myself. But I want more people to see my work. So I've heard that the key is consistency. The key is posting on a weekly basis, having a schedule. So I'm thinking about getting into that. And I don't have a lot of content that I can push out in a week through the style that I have been doing with the short films and the gaming videos and whatnot. I think if I start doing vlogs, I can pump out content on a more consistent basis. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys would like that. Without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later!